For this video, I'll discuss on problems involving direct and inverse variations. So let's have example number 1 here. A teacher charges 350 pesos per hour of tutorial service. If she spends 3 hours tutoring per day, how much would she receive in 15 days? Now for this type of problem, you can just solve this one manually. So this is an example of a direct variation problem. So the rate of the teacher is 350 pesos per hour. So if one day she spends 3 hours, meaning you'll just multiply 350 by 3, meaning the rate of the teacher is 3 times 350 pesos. That will be 1,050 pesos per day. So this will be the rate of the teacher. Now the question here is how much would she receive in 15 days? So the rate of the teacher is 1,050 pesos per day. So he's working for 15 days, therefore that will be 1,050 times 15. So 1,050 pesos times 15, the answer will be 15,750 pesos. So this will be the amount of money that the teacher will receive if she spends 3 hours tutoring per day in 50 days. Example number 2. The amount of paint P needed to paint the walls of a room varies directly as the area A of the wall. If 3 gallons of paint is needed to paint a 50 square meter wall, how many gallons of paint are needed to paint a wall with an area of 120 square meters? So this is another example of a direct variation problem or word problem. So what we're going to do here is we can just solve this one using a proportion. So if we're going to have direct variation, we can have the proportion x sub 1 is to y sub 1 equals x sub 2 is to y sub 2. So we can just assign here 3 gallons of paint. This is x sub 1, 3. Then we can have 50 square meters of wall, will be y sub 1. Then we can have 120 square meters as y sub 2. So substituting the values, we can have 3 is to 50. Then this is equal to x sub 2, the unknown, is to y sub 2, which is 120. Then product of the means equals product of the extremes. So we are going to have 50 times x sub 2 is 50 x sub 2. Then 120 times 3 is that will be 0, 6, 3 times 1 is 3. So 360. Then looking for the value of x sub 2. X sub 2 will be equal to 360 divided by 50, and that will be 7.2. So this will be our answer. So we're going to need 7.2 gallons of paint to paint the wall with an area of 120 square meters. Example number 3. The number of days needed in repairing a house varies inversely as the number of men working. It takes 15 days for 2 men to repair the house. How many men are needed to complete the job in 6 days? So this is another problem involving inverse variation. So to solve this problem, we can just use the formula x sub 1 times y sub 1 equals x sub 2 times y sub 2. Then we can just have the number of men 15 days. We can have 15 days. This is x sub 1. Then 2 men will be y sub 1. Then this one will be 6 days will be x sub 2. So having the values of the variables here, you can have x sub 1 as 15 times y sub 1, which is 2. Then this is equal to x sub 2, which is 6. Then we're going to have y sub 2, the unknown. So 15 times 2, that is 30. Then this is equal to 6y sub 2. Then finding the value of y sub 2, we're going to divide both sides by 6. So 30 divided by 6 is 5. Then 6y y sub 2 divided by 6 is y sub 2. So this will be our answer. Therefore, we can have, for our answer, we're going to need 5 men in order to complete the job in 6 days. And number 4, at 60 kilometers per hour, it takes Manny 10 hours to travel from his house to his workplace. How long will it take him if he travels at 80 kilometers per hour? So the same with number 3, we can just use x sub 1, y sub 1 equals x sub 2 times y sub 2. Then we can have 60 kilometers per hour here, the rate as x sub 1. Then 10 hours will be y sub 1. Then the given here, the second given, 80 kilometers per hour rate will be our x sub 2. Then substituting the values here, we can have x sub 1 as 60. Then y sub 1 is 10, so 60 times 10 equals x sub 2, 80. Then y sub 2 is our unknown here. Then 60 times 10, this is 600. Then this is equal to 80 y sub 2. Then dividing both sides by 80, we're going to have 600 divided by 80 here. 600 divided by 80, this is 7. And 7 times 80 is 560. Then 600 minus 560 is 40. Then we're going to add 0. So 400 divided by 80 is 5. So 5 times 80 is 400. So our answer here will be 7.5. So this is the number of hours that Manny we're going to drive if he is going to travel at 80 kilometers per hour. So I hope this video helped you, and if you have questions about this topic, please comment down below, and see you next time.